Hey guys, welcome back to Solid Gold. It's your girl Jenny. Just kidding. Can everyone see me and hear me? I hope I set up everything right here. I'm not the most technically inclined person. So, oh my gosh. Hey guys. All right, so somebody type yes in the comments if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Please type yes. All right, I see a few yeses. Thanks, guys. Welcome back. I'm joined today by the lovely Mr. Grimm. You guys have seen Grimm in a lot of my videos, and anytime I move the cat climber anywhere, they are magnetized to it, drawn to it. So I've also got some catnip here. Grimm, you want some? So I'm probably going to give him some of that so you guys can watch him flip out. Look out. It's all over your foot. And I think that probably one or both of the other cats will come in once they realize that he's got a treat. But anyways, let me see if I can look at some questions. Audio confirm by Kim Sotis Aurelius. $2 super chat. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat and for confirming the audio. Appreciate it. All right. So I wanted to come on here and answer some questions for you guys, but also talk to you guys about some new merch that I'm releasing today. So I have designed a whole bunch of new t-shirts because you guys know I did that limited edition run of Solid Gold t-shirts. Was that like 2 months ago or something? I don't know. And they were really popular, but a lot of people ended up missing the cutoff of when you could buy them because they were only available for, I think, 2 weeks it was. So everyone has been asking me since then to do some more shirts. So I'm going to do, ooh, look at that. Can you guys see that? I'm doing some new t-shirts. I've got a different design this time where I'm doing like the little circle logo on the front and then the big crest logo on the back of the t-shirts. We've got also tank tops, some long sleeve shirts, because, you know, sometimes you just want to cover up a little more, and some sweatshirts. So check those out. It's teespring.com/stores/Solid Gold Aquatics. Let me see if Matthew says make a hoodie. I did, Matthew. Can you see it? There's like a little graphic down there. Hello from Australia, Robbie. Hi, Robbie. Thanks for tuning in. What time is it in Australia? Anyways, I don't even know. What's your Snapchat? Sean wants to know. My Snapchat username is Solid Gold Aqua. So check it out. I've been doing daily updates, almost daily updates on the fish room progress on Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. So every day I'm out there taking pictures, sometimes short video clips, and sharing them with you guys because it's really fun and there's a lot of progress happening every day out there. Emily, $5 super chat. Thank you, Emily. Look at Grimm. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Some questions. Are you vegan? No, I'm not vegan. I don't really like meat very much, though, for the most part, especially red meat. I don't eat red meat. I also don't eat pork. I pretty much only eat chicken and turkey, and I always try to buy as responsibly as I can because I don't think it's wrong necessarily, my personal opinion, to eat meat. I understand and I respect that some people don't want to, but it's a personal choice that everyone makes. I just don't like it when, you know, the animals aren't being treated humanely while they are, you know, like at some places they'll cut off the beaks of the chickens and stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. That's not cool. Giovanni wants to know what I think of fantails. I like them. I think they're awesome. They're really just like a classic goldfish variety, you know. We wouldn't really have many of the other varieties without fantails, so I like them. I don't have any currently, but maybe someday. Some more questions. Oh my gosh, it's hard to pick just one because they're going by so fast, you guys. Favorite animal besides cats and goldfish? Evie wants to know. That is a hard question because you just excluded my two favorite animals. You realize that. But I've always loved horses. I think they're beautiful. So maybe that would be my next favorite. But I've never had one of my own. But I did go to horse camp a few times, and I always loved that. The Minecrafter Media wants to know, what are you going to call your followers? Like, what is the name you're going to call us? I've thought about that off and on for a while, but I've never come up with anything. So if anyone has any ideas, feel free to let us know, and maybe we can all decide on something. Oh my gosh, I lost the comment now, but someone wants to know if I've gotten any fan mail lately, and I have, and I want to show it to you guys. Let me think. If I can find it quickly, I'll show you guys. Otherwise, I'll show you another time. Oh, hi, Roger. Okay, I found it. This is awesome. So, probably like 2 or 3 years ago now, I did like a 30-second long video clip of Clyde, my goldfish Clyde. It was just a still picture of him, and he had his mouth open like he was singing, and I thought it was hilarious. So I put it to like the song Figaro. You guys know that song, right? Please tell me you know that song. But anyways, recently I got this fan mail from, who's it from? Austin, who made this inspired by that video of Clyde, and I thought it was hilarious. Isn't that awesome? And it has like the Figaro lyrics on it. I just died when I got that. So Austin, if you're watching, thank you. I love that. That's totally awesome. Call us Goldfish Fanatics. I don't know. Is that the best we can come up with, though? Like, it has to be something that's relating to, like, solid gold. You know what I mean? I don't know. I shouldn't be hating on your idea because I literally don't have any better ideas, so I'm sorry. All right. I think I missed a super chat here. Ian McGrath, $5 super chat. Thank you. Ian wants to know what inspired the brown blonde hair. It's actually black. I don't know if you can tell, but black and blonde. I like both colors, and I couldn't decide if I wanted all black or all blonde. And so I was researching two-toned hairstyles, and this came up, and I just thought it was perfect. And I've had my hair like this for like the past 6 years or so. I don't even know. And I like it. Bogdan, €20 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. All right, let me find some more questions, you guys. Gold fans, that's cool. I like that. Look at them freaking out about the catnip up there. Call your fans carrots, like carrot gold. That's a good one. Call us Solid Golders. That would work. Marcus Hansen, thank you for the super chat. He says, call us Solid Golders. I don't know. Definitely something we got to think about, you guys. Do you like pet rats? Everything Animals wants to know. Yes, I love rats. I think they're adorable and like one of the cutest small animal type of pet you can have. I actually did have some rats when I was younger. We had, one was named Pinky, and what was the other one? Gosh, Gremlin, that's what it was, Pinky and Gremlin. And we had them because, oh my gosh, I'm turning red, it's like hot in here. We had them because we got one rat to start with, one rat, okay? And they told us it was a male, but when we got her home, we noticed that she was really sweet at first, and then she started getting more and more aggressive and like territorial of her cage, and she also started getting bigger and bigger, so we realized it was a pregnant female. They sold us a pregnant female telling us that it was a male rat. So we ended up having babies, and we kept 2 of them, and they were Pinky and Gremlin. Pinky because the one was albino. They were so cute, and when they were babies, they were like this little. They were so tiny, and we had them in a wire cage, and they would climb up the wires and then hang on upside down on the top of the cage. It was so adorable. We could only keep 2 of them, but I love those things. I haven't had any since then. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, because all my other pets have kept me too busy, but I do like them. I also like ferrets, but I've never had one. I think I would like to, though. Had guinea pigs too, and I always loved guinea pigs too. To me, they're a little bit more boring than rats, but I like them all. I just like them all, okay? I like all animals. I'm sure you guys can relate. What's the orange cat's name? His name is Roger. Roger, you want to say hi? Roger's a big sweetie. He's the sweetest cat I've ever known. He's a sweetie. He tricks you because, like, he acts like he's really simple, like not the brightest bulb or whatever, but he actually is the smartest cat that I have. Like, he was the first one to learn how to use those automatic feeders, and he knows so many words, and I'm not even going to say all the words he knows right now because then he'll start freaking out. The Djibouti infires me. Love the name. You're the one that asked me to dab, aren't you? That was bad. Don't do that because I found out what that was, but I don't know it anymore. Anyways, I got my first calico butterfly telescope yesterday. Solid Nuggets. Oh, he says carrots is a K-pop fandom name, and I'll likely be attacked. I have a friend who's really into K-pop. That's funny you say that. Thank you for the $5 super chat. You rock. All the details about the merch, Matthew wants to know. Yes, I'll put the little banner up again. If you guys can see that, there's a little banner at the bottom of the video. You pronounced it. Yes, I did. You can find the merch at teespring.com/stores/Solid Gold Aquatics. It's overlaid on the video below too. And I don't know how long it's going to be available for. Right now it's not on a time frame. It's just going to be available for however long it continues to sell, I guess, right now. All right, I'm missing some super chats. You guys are so funny. Call us moldy goldies. That's hilarious. Marcus Hansen, thank you for the super chat. Says, I love your YouTube. You have opened my eyes for goldfish. That's awesome because that's actually one of the first reasons why I started this YouTube thing in the first place, is because I thought that a lot of people didn't really didn't know that much about goldfish, and I didn't either until I started researching it and found out that almost everything that's like common knowledge about goldfish was wrong or not very good at best. So that's awesome. I can't pronounce this name. Where'd it go? I'm sorry. Okay. Ikinova. I think that's right. It's the $5 super chat. Call us your gold miners. That's awesome. I like that. That's cute. Golden minions. What else am I missing? Mary Ball says, I love my Solid Gold t-shirt. So you must have gotten the t-shirt from the limited edition run. That's awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys seriously need to chill it with the Joey thing. We're friends, you guys. Like, I'm in a relationship. He's in a relationship. We're friends, okay? So weird, you guys. Have you ever had a beta or beta sorority? No, I haven't. I've actually only had male betas, so. Will wants to know, what happens if you have only one goldfish? That's fine. You don't necessarily need to have more than one goldfish. They're not like a schooling community fish like some tetras and things like that are. Especially if you are interacting with your fish daily, like feeding it and coming up to the tank and saying hi and stuff, they'll be fine. Some people do find that their fish do better in groups because they're more active that way. And when a goldfish is inactive, I find that, if by inactive I mean like sitting on the bottom for extended periods of time, which they may be less inclined to do if there's other fish in the tank and they can kind of swim around with each other and interact that way. But yeah, when goldfish are inactive like that and sitting at the bottom a lot, they're a lot more likely to get opportunistic bacterial infections and things like that. So Have I ever had, Elena wants to know if I've ever had a saltwater tank. I haven't. I actually haven't, but I would like to someday. I've always thought it would be really cool to have a medium-sized saltwater aquarium that's just completely full of anemones. Like, that's it, just anemones, and then some clownfish. Wouldn't that be cool? But I feel like once I stepped into the saltwater aquarium world by doing that, I would see all these other awesome saltwater fish that I felt like I had to have. So I don't think I could just stop there, So maybe I need 2 saltwater aquariums. One for just the clownfish and anemones, and then the other one for all the other things that I know I'm going to want to have once I get into the saltwater fish world. Has my door arrived yet? Hannah wants to know. The door for the fish room and the windows have not arrived yet. I think they're arriving at the beginning of August, so another week or so yet. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the front of that building to stop looking like it is. And it's going to be awesome. But they did spray the texture on the ceilings today. So it's got like it's called knockdown texture on the ceilings. And we're going to start painting very soon. I've got a $10 super chat from PEMG Hustle Woman. Wish you all the best. Can't wait till it's done. Thank you so much. Ian McGrath. Call us Aquas. Oh, that's cute. Because gold is AU on the periodic table. I like that. That's cute. Thanks, Ian, for the super chat. When are you getting more discus? Jet wants to know. I'm not sure yet. I have my 20-gallon long. Maybe I can move this and show you guys really quick. There's the quarantine tank. You can see one of the bristlenose plecos and the tetras in there right now. And I only really want to have one quarantine tank going at a time because I just don't want to get overwhelmed with all these different quarantine tanks going on. And they're going to be in quarantine for a little while yet. They've been in quarantine for, I think, 6 weeks as of today. And I want them to be in quarantine ideally for like 2 months, but we'll see if I can make it. I'm already like getting antsy to put them in the tank. But I've done prophylactic treatments on the new fish for flukes and other external parasites. And I also scraped and scoped one of the tetras yesterday. I was nervous to do that because I didn't know how they would respond to being scraped. So what I mean by that is I have a slide for a microscope and then a slip cover. I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you have experience and you've been shown by an experienced person, in person. But you just take the slip cover and you scrape the fish's side and then put a drop of water on the slide and press the slip cover over it and look at it under the microscope. And that way you can see if there's any parasites going on. Sometimes you will miss detecting them because they might not be on that part of the fish, but they are on the fish somewhere else. But it's a really good idea to do that with any new fish. So I did that with one of the tetras a couple days ago, and I saw what might have been a dead gill fluke, but I couldn't quite tell, so I treated them with Prozi again just in case. But otherwise, the new fish in quarantine are doing perfect. The bristlenose plecos are so fun to watch when they eat the zucchini. It's so cute. Jordan says, please tell me happy birthday. It's tomorrow. Happy birthday tomorrow, Jordan. I hope it's a great day. I hope you get to do something fun. What else? Owl says, big fan here from the Philippines. Thank you. He also says, can't wait for the aquarium room to be done. Me too, trust me. I actually have an aunt who's from the Philippines, so that's really cool. Amelia wants to know, I'm finding it really hard to find out the sex of my goldfish, and I think they might be breeding. How long are fish pregnant for? Goldfish don't actually get pregnant. They have external fertilization. So when the female when the eggs are ready to be released and fertilized, the male will chase the female, and he'll usually chase her into plants or other soft material that you have in the aquarium or the pond. And then the female will release the eggs at the same time that the male releases the milt. They mix together, they stick to the plants, and then So that's why it's called external fertilization, because the eggs are fertilized outside of the fish's body. So the fish doesn't actually get pregnant. And I actually have a video about how to tell male and female goldfish, but probably the most obvious thing is male goldfish will have a line of dots, like white bumps on the leading ray of their pectoral fin, also sometimes on the gill covers, and a lot of times they're actually confused for the parasite ick because they look really similar, but ick would be distributed all over the fish's body, whereas the breeding stars, which is what you see on the male goldfish, are usually just on the leading ray of the pectoral fin and the gill covers, and sometimes on the scales of the body, but not very often. So that's how you tell, but if you want more information, I also have a video about that too on my channel. Just search for it, you'll find it. Okay, let me see if I can find some more questions. What happened to the little frog that you found? Is he still there? Isaac wants to know. So you guys know that I have a little tent set up outside covering up my 600-gallon tank that all my goldfish are currently in. And the other day I walked out there and there was the cutest little Cuban tree frog just kind of like tucked in to the top of the tent thing. And I saw him a couple days in a row. He moved around between the one day and the next, but I haven't seen him lately, so he probably moved on to a tree or something. I don't know. Cuban tree frogs are actually invasive here in Florida, so I don't know how good it is that he's here, but he sure is cute, so I don't know. Someone says I want a fish, but my parents won't let me get one. I hear that a lot, and I guess if I were to give advice in that situation, it's just find another way to show them that you're responsible and you can handle the commitment. And maybe you can do that by doing really well in school, saying, look, Mom and Dad, I'm trying to do really well in school and improve my grades or keep my grades up really high so I can show you that I'm responsible enough to have a pet fish. You know, try to do more chores around the house, but you're going to have to do it for long enough that your parents know that you're really committed to it. You know, if you just try really hard for like a week to show them that you're really responsible and then you kind of drop off after that, they're going to feel like they were right in not letting you get a fish or any other pet for that matter. So just keep it up, don't get discouraged, and eventually they'll realize that you really are responsible and you really are serious about wanting a pet. Oh, I missed a super chat. Did I really? Let me see if I can find it. Someone said I missed a super chat. I'm so sorry. I don't see it anymore. Let me see if I can find it. Did I really? Oh, Marcus, I missed a super chat. I don't know what currency that's in. NOK? $50. Sorry, Marcus. When you get goldfish for sale, do you send to Norway? No, I don't. Oh, that's what the NOK is, Norway. No, I can't. I can't ship fish internationally due to the import-export regulations. And even if I could, honestly, the shipping costs would be not worth it because it would be so high. So unfortunately, no, I can only ship in the United States. Hagen wants to know, or Hagen, I'm sorry if I pronounced that right. Do you sell fish? Not usually. I usually don't, no. It's not really something I aspire to do, selling fish. But every once in a while I have a batch of fry that I need to find homes for, so then I will sell them, but it's like not even once a year that happens. Javier wants to know what inspired you to get into goldfish. Well, it was actually like most people when I was little, like 5 or 7 years old. My parents would every once in a while get us like each a little goldfish bowl and a goldfish to go in it, and obviously it would never last more than a week or so because we just didn't do it. We didn't take care of them right because we didn't know any better. We thought they could survive in a fish bowl. But But other than that, the first time I got goldfish was when I went to college, because I grew up having lots of animals. You know, we had cats and dogs. We also had guinea pigs, rats. What else did we have? Sometimes I had salamanders and anoles. So we always had a lot of pets all around. And when I went to college, I was in a little dorm room, of course, without any pets. So I felt really lonely without any animals around me. And one of the only things we could have was an aquarium. So I took the bus to the local pet store nearby, and I saw the Corys. I think it was the albino Cory catfish that I really liked, and I also liked the Blackmore goldfish. And I didn't know anything about fish at that time in my life, so I asked the person if I could get Corys, the Cory I wanted and the Blackmore that I wanted, and thankfully they said no, that wouldn't be a good idea, which I now know is a terrible idea. But so I liked the goldfish better, so I got the goldfish. I got 2 of them, and I kept them in a little 5-gallon tank because I didn't know that wasn't enough space, and only one of them survived because I didn't cycle the aquarium or anything like that because I didn't know. But that's the first time I really had fish, and then ever since then I had them off and on in that little 5-gallon aquarium, but I never had much luck with them, and I didn't really know why. So I started doing more and more research, and I realized all the different things I had been doing wrong, like, you know, throwing away the filter media when I thought it got dirty, or not cycling the tank properly to begin with, or having too many fish in too small of a tank. So that's kind of how that all got started. €5 super chat from Bogdan. He says, forgot to ask. Is Solid Gold Aquatics at gmail.com okay to contact you on? Yes, but it is reserved for business inquiries only. Unfortunately, I don't. Sent me an email a couple months ago to try and help with the fish room. I don't remember that, but I'll look back in my emails. Yeah, I get so many inquiries every day, you guys. Keeping up with my emails could be a job in and of itself, so we won't get into that. But yes, that is my email address. Hi from Louisiana. Hi, Jordan. I already said hi to you. You're trying to get double highs here. Just kidding. Cash wants to know, can you get koi? I would love to get koi. You guys know I've talked about it off and on, like wanting koi, but not having enough room. And with the large 2,300-gallon aquarium that's going to go in my fish room, I'm thinking about putting just a couple koi in there, 3 at the very most, but probably 2, because koi get to be 3 feet long and they need a lot of space per fish to grow properly. So I don't want to jam it full of koi. So I might get koi, but I'm not sure yet. I also kind of am thinking about just putting a ton of goldfish in there, but I don't know yet. Probably koi, but we'll see. Roderick wants to know how's your telescope fry? They're doing well. They're still in the 600-gallon tank with all the other fish. And Braden wants to know, am I putting them up for sale soon? No, I'm not. I actually don't know if I'm ever going to sell that batch of fry, you guys, because after my fish had those parasites, and they're doing better now, but I'm still not 100% feeling good about ever selling any of those fish, because just in case, there could be something lingering that I can't see or test for. So I don't think I'm ever going to sell those fish, you guys. Have you ever had tropical fish? Fancy Gold wants to know. Yes, and I have some right now, actually. I have my black phantom tetras and 2 albino longfin bristlenose plecos in quarantine right now, and I have my 3 discus fish. So, yes. Wisconsin Homestead says blue egg phoenixes! Exclamation point. 3 exclamation points. Yes, I agree with you. Blue egg phoenixes for the win. They're beautiful, aren't they? Rebecca Coleman wants to know, do you think you will ever get turtles? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. I just don't have the interest in them to go through the trouble of having them, but I do like them. I especially like the soft shell aquatic turtles. They're just so cool, but I don't think I would have them. My fish keep me busy enough. Roger, what are you doing back there? Let's see if you want some catnip. You want some catnip? Don't fall, Grim. You want some? You want some more? Oh, it's all over your foot. I'm sorry. You want some? Back up. I'm surprised Sammy isn't coming in here. Sammy's my other cat. He's probably outside. Selena wants to know, do you ever want more Plecos? Never say never, definitely. Right now, no, because I think I've got enough for the aquariums that I have, but maybe someday. I think the ones that are cool, are really cool too, in addition to the albino longfin bristlenose, are, I can't remember the name for them. It might be zebra Plecos, but they're black and white striped, like a zebra. They're really cool. I wouldn't mind having some of those, for sure. We got a super chat from Zach's Tanks, crazy aquarium guy. Love the name. He says, you're changing the respect for goldfish with your great channel. So excited for your new fish room. Check out my channel. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's cool that you say that, because that's one of the goals that I've had from the beginning, is trying to let people see that there's more to goldfish than just the little feeder comments that you see in the pet store. You know what I mean? So thank you. Zebras cost like $150. Zebras, like the horse-like animal? Just kidding. How long have you been breeding your goldfish? Carrot Crave wants to know. I can't remember the first time when I bred the goldfish. I think it was like 4 years ago. Probably 4 years ago. But since then I haven't bred them a lot. Like, some people have goldfish fry growing out all year round, and I really don't breed them that often. Maybe once a year, maybe. Did my Jeekins ever spawn? No, they didn't. Unfortunately, I wish they did, but no. Josh Harris wants to know, can fancy goldfish live in an outside pond with koi and common goldfish? They can, to an extent. I don't recommend it, especially if it's a cooler climate, and I wouldn't ever recommend mixing fancy goldfish with koi, just because koi grow so much bigger. They're a lot stronger, more athletic, faster. They're going to get all the food. They're just going to honestly shove the fancy goldfish out of the way to get the food too. So they're going to outcompete the fancy goldfish for the food. And then especially if you have cooler winters, the fancy goldfish aren't going to do very well out there. They're probably going to develop some swim bladder issues just because of the crazy different temperatures during different times of the year. And I just wouldn't recommend it. But common goldfish and shabunkins, you know, like the slimmer, longer bodied goldfish, they can usually do just fine with koi. Marine Biology Basics wants to know, who's your favorite fish now? I don't think I have a favorite fish anymore. And I'm kind of scared to say, you know, even if I did, I'd be kind of scared to say it, because I wouldn't want something to happen to it, you know, right after I said that. I don't know who my favorite one is. I guess if I had to pick one, I might say, I know I just said I wasn't going to, and now I'm saying it. Probably the red and white male butterfly telescope I have, whose name is Epona. I like him, but I don't know if I have like a favorite right now. Maybe someday I'll have a favorite again. Mark, can I keep an eel with a goldfish? You're kidding, right? Please say you're kidding. I would not keep an eel with a goldfish, no. I actually prefer to keep goldfish in species-specific tanks, so only keeping goldfish with goldfish. I just think that it works out so much better that way, honestly, in my experience. Sammy's World wants to know, how do I clean... Oh my gosh, you have the same name as my cat, like spelled the same and everything. That's awesome. How do I clean a fish tank with really small fish or fry without injuring them? If they're truly fry, like little tiny eyelashes, like just little babies, you actually will want to start a siphon with a long piece of airline tubing and put the end of it in a bucket to catch all the wastewater. And it takes forever to do water changes this way, but that's just what you got to do. And then you move the end of the airline tubing around the bottom of the tank and suck up all the debris. So it's part of why raising goldfish fry is so time intensive, because you can't just like do a normal water change. You have to make sure that you don't suck up any of the babies by accident. Celeste, can I keep my dog with a goldfish? Yeah, why not? Sure. Horses Rule says the arowana is legal in the USA. Some of them are. The silver arowana is legal to have, and I think the black arowana, but you can't have Asian arowana, which in my opinion are the coolest ones, so that's kind of a bummer. Otherwise, I probably would try to have one at some point, but nope. Pip wants to know, would I ever get a seahorse? I was just thinking about that the other day, actually, because I went to the Sea Life Aquarium in Minnesota at the Mall of America when I was visiting my family, and they had the coolest seahorses there. They had like 4 or 5 different kinds of seahorses, and they were beautiful. And I actually thought, it would be cool to have a seahorse tank someday, but I don't know. Okay, people were saying I missed a super chat, and I looked back and I did miss one. Andrew Bigelow wants to $5 super chat. Thank you, Andrew. And he wants to know how many fancies fit in a 65-gallon aquarium. I like to say, and this is just a rule of thumb, I like to say 20 gallons for the first fish. So if you want a goldfish, you don't want to have anything smaller than a 20-gallon aquarium, and even that's pushing it, in my opinion. And then for every additional fish that you add, you want to do an additional 10 gallons of space. Now, I usually try to aim somewhere around like 15 gallons to 20 gallons per fish for the adult ones, and that I just think the more space you can give them, the more it's going to dilute waste and pathogens that might be in the water and anything else like that. So the more space you can give them, the better, but at a bare minimum, 20 gallons for the first fish and 10 additional gallons for every other fish that you want to add. What part of Minnesota are you from? I lived in a lot of different places in Minnesota. I went to school at St. Cloud State for a while. I went to the U of M for a while. I had to move around a lot, so I've been all over the place. But most recently, I lived in Duluth, Minnesota, which is a beautiful town, really nice people. The way that they care about animals is amazing, but it's just way too cold. Way too cold. Daniel, $2 super chat, thank you. He says the fish room is coming out great. Yeah, I'm very happy with the progress so far. It's looking like it's turning out exactly how I envisioned it, but in reality, it's looking so much better than I ever could have imagined. So I'm very excited. Swetha wants to know if I'll ever keep celestial eye or bubble eye goldfish, and I would definitely love to, especially bubble eyes. When I went in my recent trip to Japan, I saw tons of super cute bubble eye goldfish, and I just wanted them all. They were so cute. I don't like it when the bubbles get like way too big to the point where the fish looks like it's front heavy and it can't really swim around properly. But when the bubbles are like, moderately to small sized, they're so cute. I died when I saw them. Just died. Oh, Creative Pet Keeping is here. Hi, Kasha. Thanks for stopping in. Hunter wants to know if I have any suggestions for someone getting their first goldfish in a long time and they want a well-bred one, unsure of what variety. I would say that in my experience and what I've heard from other experienced goldfish keepers is they've had the best luck with goldfish that they bought locally. Like if you live in the U.S., that would mean obviously U.S. bred. I just don't always like saying that because I know a lot of you guys are watching from other parts of the world. But yeah, like in the country that you're living in, try to find one that was bred and raised in that country. And a lot of times, just for whatever reason, they seem to be like healthier. I don't guess because they weren't shipped so far or something, but that's been my experience and that of others. If that's not available to you, oh, and side note, if you're in the United States, check out Goldfish Breeders Forum online and just post on there, say, hey, I'm looking for Ryukin any age, and you will have breeders sending you messages that they have them available, I'm sure, in no time. Also, East Coast Ranchu would be a really great place to get U.S. bred goldfish. And I also really like Dandy Arandas to get goldfish, but those are imported from China. Nothing against that. It's just that, you know, sometimes U.S. bred is better in some ways. What was my first goldfish? Maverick wants to know what my first goldfish was. I think it was a Blackmore goldfish, and I named him Mordecai. And I got him when I was in college in my dorm room. That's the first one that I can actually remember, but I've had goldfish before then. I was really little, so I don't know what they were. Probably like a fantail or something, I don't know. Jen wants to know if I ended up getting any fish when I was in Japan, and no, I did not. I would have loved to, but the shipping getting back into the States would have been the shipping and the fees. So anytime you import live animals, including fish, from overseas, you have to have a veterinary inspection. So the fish have to be held at customs at the airport, wherever, and you have to pay a veterinarian to travel to the airport and open the boxes and look at the fish and tell you if they're healthy or not. So you have to pay for that. Also, just the shipping itself from overseas is ridiculously expensive, like prohibitively expensive, and there's also like import fees and stuff. So it just wasn't feasible at the time, but maybe someday. Matthias wants to know what's inside the tank behind you. Those are my axolotls. You can see one of them right there, one of the white ones. My axolotls are inside with me now. Since the fish room is being worked on, they can't exactly be out there right now. Tanya wants to know, I have 4 butterfly goldfish in a 40-gallon tank. How can I make them grow faster? I have a video called, I think it's called Growing Monster Goldfish, that tells you how to push growth in your goldfish. And just be careful, because you want to walk the line between, you know, not overfeeding, but feeding enough to push growth. And it can be really tricky to figure out what that is at first. So err on the side of caution, but I do have some tips in that video. It's all about feeding small but frequent meals throughout the day, and doing tons and tons of water changes. The more water changes, the better. That'll help them grow really fast. And lots of good, healthy food and clean water, and they will take off in growth. It's as simple as that, really. Amy wants to know, how are the discus? They're doing great. Not much to say about them because they're just doing good. I will be adding the tetras and bristlenose plecos to their aquarium sometime in the next, I don't know, probably a few weeks here. But I'm really antsy to get them added to it as soon as possible. There's a question. I saw some red-headed calico orandas in the Japan vlog. What is that strain called? I don't know. Just a calico with more red on its head, I guess. I don't really know. Someone asked, I lost the question now, asked if I was ever going to add flower horn to my collection. And probably not. It's not one of the fish that I'm really drawn to, although I do think they're pretty. Actually, you know what? I never really gave them a second thought that much until Frank, Joey's flower horn, is just like, the personality is awesome. But I still don't think I would have one. Not for me. H2O Plants, $10 super chat. Thank you. Thanks for watching the stream. And they say, glad to see the construction coming along. Would love to help with the tank setups when you're done with everything. Thanks again for quality goldfish content and information. Thanks for stopping by. Love from India. Ooh, that's awesome. Got some viewers from India. That's cool. Can you keep sand with goldfish? Yes, and if you are going to have a substrate in your goldfish aquarium, which you don't need to, and actually in a lot of ways it's better not to have any substrate for your goldfish, but if you're going to have a substrate, I would definitely recommend a fine sand. Something that's heavy enough that's not going to get sucked into your filters, of course, but fine enough to where uneaten food and fish poop isn't going to get stuck down in there like it does with gravel and bigger rocks. And an added benefit is goldfish really, really enjoy sifting through the sand. They'll, like, all day long, some goldfish will just sift through the sand with their little mouths trying to find pieces of food that are stuck in it. It's like a natural behavior for them that's just really cute to watch. So that's an added benefit of having sand. And also, some people say, and I agree, that some people are worried that the goldfish are going to eat parts of the sand, and that does happen. Actually, I've sometimes moved a goldfish from one tank that has sand into another tank that has no sand at all, and then the next day I'll see, like, just a tiny little bit, like a few pebbles of sand on the bottom of the empty tank that the full fish was moved into, and it's because that sand was trapped in their digestive system and they pooped it out. And it's actually not bad for them. You don't have to worry about it. It actually kind of can be beneficial because it can act as roughage to help keep things moving along in their digestive system. So, fun fact about sand and goldfish and poop. Just all of those things tied up into one thing. Love from Sweden. Awesome. Do you like weather loaches? Daniel wants to know. I do. I think they're pretty interesting and cute. And it is one of the few types of fish that is touted as being something you can keep as a tank mate with goldfish. But I've never had them, and I don't know if I ever will. You can't keep every fish, you know. I love a lot of different kinds of fish, but if I kept every kind of fish that I liked, no. Too many. All right, guys, I think I'm going to answer a few more questions and then I'm going to hop off of this chat and call it a night. Let's see. Oh, here's one from Ava. Can a one-eyed goldfish lead a long, happy life? I have saved one recently and have grown quite attached to him. Yes, they can. Actually, I had one that I named Monocle, and it was when I bought some goldfish from Dandy Randa's one time, and Ken, he's the owner of Dandy Randa's, he included an extra for me, which was the most beautiful butterfly telescope, but it only had one eye. And the other eye was like this big crater. It was actually kind of gnarly to look at. And then in the center of it, it had this like little black thing that was probably the remnants of what used to be its pupil. So it was kind of gnarly to look at. But I loved that little guy, and he lived for quite a while. So yes, they can live a long, happy life without a problem. You just have to make sure that it heals well. You know, if you had the fish and then it lost the eye in your care, you just want to make sure that it heals right. But other than that, yeah. Is a potato a fish or a crustacean? I don't even know, you guys. All right, just one more question. Whatever happened to DeviantArt? I don't know. Oh yeah, I used to have one. I don't use it anymore though. I feel like DeviantArt is one of those sites where you have to be like really immersed in it. And I'm just not. Ain't nobody got time for that. Joel wants to know what is my number one tip for breeding goldfish. My number one tip is, and I tell everybody this, is check out Goldfish Keepers forum, because they have answered on there almost every question you could ever think of for breeding goldfish. It is a forum full of lots of very experienced breeders, and they know what they're talking about. So if I could give you one piece of advice when it comes to breeding goldfish, it would be to look on that forum. Yes. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the chat. It's been almost an hour, so thank you, everyone, for stopping by and hanging out with us here and asking your questions. Don't forget, the new merch is at teespring.com/stores/Solid Gold Aquatics. I'll put a link to it in this video once it's uploaded as a replay of the live stream. And I'll put a link on my website and Facebook, all my social media stuff too. So you can find it that way if you forget what the web address was. So thanks, guys, for tuning in, and say it with me. Until next time, stay gold.